After 14 years of civil unrest, Liberians are mending the broken pieces of their lives with resilience and hope. The government and people of Liberia are making progress to achieve development and have chosen cassava as a key sector with enormous potential for the future. Cassava is the second most important food crop in Liberia and has impacted almost 85% of the rural population. Cassava is widely consumed in various forms. It can be roasted, boiled, or processed into domboy, fufu, farina, flour, chips, bread, and even starch.
We have two machines here. I can take 1 metric ton in about 3 hours to turn it fresh and ground it. After it's ground, we process it, ferment it for 48 hours. After it being fermented, we take it out and pash it. After pashing 1 metric ton, it comes to about 250 kg of gari. And we've been training different groups in all the Sanoye area in Bon County how to process gari. We're coming farmers to come and train them how to make gari, because we make the gari and we add value on the gari and we sell it in all the supermarkets. And people who know gari appreciate it when they see this product made in Liberia.
Beside the tubers, the leaves are consumed extensively as vegetables. The potential for cassava also relies in value-added products such as starch industrial ingredients for the glue and wood industry, animal feed, and ethanol for biofuel.
In other countries, they have developed up to 200 products from cassava. Some of that technology needs to be transferred here through requisite training to our local stakeholders to make use of the available information and make the necessary impact.
Outside there's a lot of market, and we can take examples from countries like Nigeria and Thailand. They have proven that cassava is a major product that has unlimited market. To look at cassava as an important world crop now to promote, it's an incentive, because you don't have to introduce cassava to farmers. You have to improve the technology, you have to improve their methodology of production, you have to bring in new materials, but more so you have to promote it that cassava is not just a product that children will roast or for dumber. It has a lot of worldwide usages.
Given the importance of the cassava sector to the livelihoods of the Liberian people and the vast economic potential in developing the industry, sector stakeholders identified the need for the development of a private sector strategy.
We are willing to make a farm, but there's no form to make a farm right now. The energy we're using now, that strength, that intensive labor, because there's no machine to clear all the area, to plow the ground. We got to do it on our own. So it's straining to all, but nothing we can do because we don't have the phone. So we are saying, you got to do it, and asking the government to please help us to come in and help the farmer. Agriculture is what can make the country rich.
In order for us to sustain peace in this country, poverty reduction has to be looked at. It has to go down to the people. It has to be about going where the people are most affected, where they are involved in, and that's about the soil. We want to use that as a way of creating employment, as a way of enhancing the lives of women and children.
With so many farmers and stakeholders to reach, and in response to the request of the government of Liberia, the International Trade Center undertook the facilitation of a participatory value chain-based strategy. The strategy development was funded by the European Union through the All-ACP Agricultural Commodities Program and championed by the Ministry of Agriculture and by the Ministry of Commerce. The lead technical agency was the International Trade Center.
The program helped to restore hope for people. And that's something which is very important and very valuable for us, and specifically in a country like Liberia.
And I hope we can all encourage the young people we come in contact with to see how we can get them to just develop that attitude of wanting to work for themselves. And the best and most available place is the soil.
A coordinating committee comprising local cassava value chain stakeholders was appointed by the Ministry of Agriculture and Commerce to lead the process.
I think this is a great opportunity. If we have this project and the program up and running, cassava will have more value, okay? Because not only that we're adding value, but the few people that are planting cassava will have a market for it. So for the farmers, that's employment, that's poverty reduction, that's a whole lot, income and everything to our farmers.
My parents were farmers. They grew cassava. And I know why it is for the smallholder to make farm. There are a lot of disadvantages. And by going through this exercise, I feel that many people will benefit from it, and they will have access to improved varieties of planting materials.
We will also acknowledge the efforts and participation and hard work of the ITC, International Trade Center, for helping all the stakeholders, including farmers, to drive, to also plan for the development of the strategy.
In response to the issues, the strategy proposed the following activities: create strong institutions and coordinate public-private partnership mechanisms for strategy framework development, policy formulation, and alignment. Conduct a detailed sector analysis to enable informed decisions on existing empowerment opportunities and incentives. Develop and ensure access to imports, research and development to ensure adequate and sustainable production along the value chain. Empower smallholder farm organizations and foster an entrepreneurship mindset. Improve access to finance along the value chain, and improve access to technology for production, processing, and commercialization in order to achieve quality, quantity, as well as consistency. Following the participatory work, where more than 120 sector stakeholders met to decide the future, commitments were made by local cassava growers to effect positive changes in improving the cassava sector.
If we do not have a market at the finish point to sell these products, then all of the work we are talking about is in vain. So we need a market up here. We need people that will be factories that will be able to purchase what we have started with the cassava. So once we can have a market for the cassava, it will encourage a lot of women and also men to also venture in the cassava growing. So we are encouraging investors to please come in and invest in cassava so that we can be encouraged to continue and even add more value to the production of cassava. We need a lot of machines, the dryers, and we're talking about machines, we're not talking about expensive machine. The farmers group themselves, and we can get dryer to dry the cassava so that it can spoil, to bring it to the processor. That will be fine.
It is expected that the cassava strategy will increase the overall revenue inflows while reducing the dependency on overseas remittances and donor support.
We already provided some funds to help for the implementation, but of course that won't be enough. What we'll be doing is to take the final result, the output of the strategy itself, and to go and once again talk to donors. Talk to the government first, because I mean we need some commitment, more commitment from the government.
We are urging the government to support the strategy. Let them focus mainly on the farmers and make sure that anything that has to do with improving the system, because the whole program is geared towards reducing poverty. And the government poverty reduction strategy, PRS, this program is part of the program that will support the PRS program.
Indeed, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry is with you. We'll do everything it ministry will do everything it can to support the efforts so that our farmers, not only in the cassava sector, but in the sugarcane sector and other important sectors, will benefit.
We collaborate with our sister agency, Commerce. We don't want you to produce and be frustrated. That you produce, you can't sell, you can't do the value addition.
The way ahead is of extreme importance, and with the strong backing from the Liberian government, the committee will lead the way in coordinating implementation activities and mobilizing resources as per the implementation plan.
We think that Liberia, if we have commit ourselves to developing this sector, I think the smallholder, the income, livelihood of the smallholder will improve. They will be able to increase their income, and that will also generate revenue for the government.
In order to drive a development agenda, we have to do what we have done for cassava. We have to do find the late oil light. We have to articulate what we want to do. If you don't know where you want to go, then how can you really get there?
We consider you inducted and for you to take on this mantle. Thank you very much.
We will take this forward, and I'm sure Liberia will work very hard, and we will make sure that this cassava sector become the white gold of Liberia. Thank you very much.
People left Liberia.